Hey everyone, welcome back to Mama Genius Festival, where I'm doing my live solo podcast directly into the Facebook group that we are running a festival with over 80 wonderful speakers speaking directly to moms. And I just want to say how courageous they are for sharing their messages and stepping into it. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about tonight. Is really just stepping into your courage. And what does that mean? How do we step into that? How do we release the fear, or what does that even mean? We'll get to that in just a moment. Welcome to Mama Genius Hub Podcast, where we support moms with big dreams, from entrepreneurship to personal aspirations. I'm your host, Michelle DeKeyser, and I'm here to help you unlock your potential in all areas of life. Join us as we explore strategies for thriving in motherhood while pursuing the dreams, the key to actually unlocking your genius. Subscribe now and embark on a journey to realize your fullest potential. Hi everyone, we're back and we're talking about courage today and what that even means. So a lot of times we let fear get in our way. And I'm just going to start with this festival as my example. I went through probably 3 or 4 different versions of a landing page, just sitting there, waking up, redoing it, trying to make it perfect. And again, it wasn't even about the perfection. It was about stepping into the fear. For so long, I kept putting dates on myself. I kept saying, I'm going to launch this on this date, and people are going to be there. I'm going to launch this. And so again, that fear of saying that to myself again and having no one show up was like holding me in there as I keep redoing the landing page. We keep doing things to make sure that it's okay. And so that fear just kind of sat there and pushed me through it. And I finally got one really good friend who just sat me down and gave me a different page. She set up a sample page. Denise, I'm going to call her out on this one because I love her dearly. And she just set up a sample page on her Kajabi site just to show me what it could look like to be simple. Again, when we make things too complicated and we're trying so hard and putting things so into there, and at that point I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't going to happen. I'm running out of time. I set these dates up again, and I'm just going to let the fear ride me, and I'm going to let it hold me back. And so she sends me this landing page, and she's like, you can set this up. You can have this ready by Sunday. And at this point, I was like, I'm just done. I give up. I can't do this. And when she sent that to me, though, I was like, okay, well, let me figure out how I can do this. And so I end up redoing the last time I did the landing page again, and I get it out by Monday. And I start getting people signing up. And for the first time, when I walked into that fear, again, which that's the courage, is even though I felt the fear, even though I was looking at this going, no one's going to sign up. I can't control the outcomes. I can't control the results. All we can control is the actions we take. So my actions was actually getting that landing page into speakers' hands, getting that landing page so that I could start promoting the Mama Genius Festival, right? And so before that, it was just an idea in my head, an idea that scared the heck out of me, right? And that fear, we can either run with it or we can let it hold us back. And so luckily, with support though, between Denise and also others who are on the same path as me, working together, supporting each other and saying, no, you can do this. It's okay. You can do this. And we really do need that support around us too, that encouragement at times when we're getting into our heads. It's so easy to get lost in our heads saying, I can't, I just give up, because that would be easier. But what we really want to look at is, what is our soul calling us out to do? And what do we have to do to answer that calling? And that's where the genius comes into play. For me, it was finally like, all of a sudden I saw this festival happening and I knew right away I had to do this. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew that I had to do it, which is why I tracked down the person that I saw created, Elizabeth Ocean, and asked her point blank, teach me how to do this. I have my dates in mind. I had dates. And because I did that, she was able to get a group together and did a VIP day for us to teach us how to do this. And so that is what it is about, is when you see something that calls to you going, that's it, that's what I need. And again, that's what this festival is even about, is yes, there ended up being over 80 speakers, which I would never have foreseen any of that. That was not even on my radar at all. But also, that isn't a place to make it in the overwhelm, because we need to look at what calls to us. So yes, you see a list of 80 different speakers, but not all their messages are going to speak to you. And that is okay. What we want to do is align for what you need. And so even the way that the festival is set up is there's guides in the Facebook group, so you can go just look through it and see what is calling to you. And that's what this is about, is when you ask for the teacher, when you ask for how to get your soul's purpose out, and you truly ask for it, you start to see it come into fruition. Now, you then have to decide, am I going to take it or am I going to let it pass? So I decided that I asked Elizabeth Ocean to help me with this, right? Which turned into a class. And then as I'm making this landing page, I guess Arlena on this, she says, what you create is something so wildly beautiful. Bless your courage and persistence. Look what you create. Wow. So proud of you and so grateful to be part of this. Oh, that means the world to me. As I get to do this live, it's so nice to see the comments rolling in as this happens. And that's what this is all about, is really creating our messages and getting it out there. But sometimes we get stuck in our own head. And that's where the support comes in. I got support from people that I'd been working with. I got support from Denise. I got support from Alex. I got support from Jackie. The support comes into place. And that's what we need to find, is that group that helps us propel our message forward. Because you know what? It is scary. It does kind of drain you at times, and you get lost in your head. And it's so easy from the outside to say to someone else, your message is amazing. That's what it's all about. You can do it. But when you tell yourself that, all the little things start going off in your head. So you need that outside voice from someone else bringing that into you. And that is what this is all about, is really creating that community. And so when we talk about the festival and finding your courage and your genius, it's about alignment. It's about looking at what is inside of you that is calling out. What is that message inside your soul that needs to come out? And a lot of times for us as moms, we think that it's all about forgetting about ourselves and putting that into our kids. But that's where the mistake comes into place, because when they see us shine, that's when they start to shine. They could care less what we say. They look at what we do. And so when we are listening to our soul's purpose, whatever that is, and that's different for everyone, but is actually listening to it and calling into it, that's where the courage comes place, is being able to go pass through those fears because you know it's what you're meant to do. And that's what it's about. I'll be back in just a moment. While you're take a look at, if you are a mompreneur out there, this quiz is for you. Attention mompreneurs. Do you feel like you're constantly juggling the responsibilities without a moment to yourself? It's time to pause and reflect with our Mama Genius quiz. Tailored for busy mamas like you, this quiz will help you identify what's blocking your path and inspire you to harness your unique strengths. Transform how you manage life and business, find your rhythm, and ignite your joy. Visit mamageniushub.com today to discover your Mama Genius. And that's mamageniushub.com. And we're back. So again, we're talking about that courage and that fear that leads us into different places, right? So how do we get past that? And that really, the only way to do it is really to go inside and to really figure out, what is it that I'm called to do? Because once you feel that calling, then you're able to put that into motion. And again, it's answering it, because you can choose two directions. You can choose to say, I'm too busy to do that, or you can choose to say, I'm ready to get on that path and choose that alignment. So it's up to you. We all have choices in this. And so, but it's about choosing, what legacy do you want to leave? What do you want to do as a mom? And a lot of times we think that it's all about just making sure that our kids have happy, healthy lives, right? But at some point, many of them are going to be in our same position as adults, thinking that they now have to put their stuff on hold for their kids. And so at some point, who's ever going to have that healthy, happy adult life if we don't start with us right now, modeling that for them so they can see that and really hone into who they are as you're honing into who you are. At some point, your parents wanted you to be that healthy, happy, healthy adult. And so we need to figure that out. And again, the best way to do it is to find that support. And a lot of times, I love how Jamie Kern Lima says it is, you are crazy until. And so a lot of people out there with your ideas as, I mean, it's like they're in infancy, right? And so it's hard to explain. Babies don't necessarily understand everything going around them. Just like your ideas, you might not understand as they're starting to come out of you, as you're starting to figure out what they mean. And then that's where people are like, you're just different. You're crazy. But just like when she did it with the It's Cosmetics, they thought she was crazy until everyone wanted that, until L'Oreal bought that. I felt like I was crazy until I finally created the Mama Genius Festival and attracted the things that I've been calling out for. And so we have to keep at it and step into that courage. So the best way to do that is to first figure out what it is. And so that's what the festival is here to help you do, is to go into those guides and see what speaks to me, what message out there is calling to my soul. There's over 80 talks in here. You don't need all of them. And I'm going to be honest with that. You don't. It's too much. It's overwhelming. What you want to do is go in there and listen to what is calling out to you and search for your teacher, the one that calls to bring out and unlock the genius that's already inside of you. What is that passion that makes you come alive when you get up in the morning? And I know it might feel sometimes like it's not there, like you just made your day so busy, full of activities and things that you don't feel that anymore. That's where you take that first step in asking, what do I like doing? What are the things that I like doing? And as you start to answer that question and thinking about what can I do tomorrow for 10 minutes that I actually enjoy doing? And again, it's not that you have to do this all at once. You don't have to listen to all of the Mama Genius at once. It's about finding what works for you in smaller stages to call out and bring that genius out in you. And that's where the courage steps through the fear, is when we take it in small steps. And then when we get scared, we have that support. That's what I want to create with Mama Genius Hub, is that support for those of you, for you wanting to listen to your genius and get it out there, so that you thinking that you're crazy right now, you have the support to realize that you're not, and that you're just in the infancy of your space, and that you need to keep moving forward. But you have that support to, it's like a flame in your hand, and you want to protect it because you're just starting it out and it's not ready for the wind. It's not ready to hold up to. It's not a raging fire yet, but it will be if you protect it with the right people that you're telling it to and really bring it out. And that's how we get past the fear of putting ourselves out there, is we start to do it slowly. We start to do it in a space such as here, where we're inside a Facebook group, and then we're able to put this out a little bit more. And it's the repetition of doing it over and over. I mean, right now, even as I'm talking, my stomach's feeling a little bit of knots. I'm like, am I saying this right? And all these thoughts are going through my head. Even in this particular moment, I've been doing this for quite a while. So it's not that it ever necessarily leaves, but it doesn't stop me from getting on here and going, oh boy, I just did that again. I'm tongue-tied, but I'm going to keep pushing through it. And that's how we do the reps. And that's how we keep just pushing through until it's time to have our big stage, or whatever it is that you, and it may not be a stage for you. It might even just be that you want to be in charge of a group at school for your kids. It doesn't have to be a big thing. What it has to be is something that aligns to your calling, to who you want to be, that brings joy to you, that lights you up, that feels like you're contributing to the society in whatever shape, way, or form that speaks to you. So it's not about everyone else. This is about what is speaking to you. And we have Dia saying, I so need to hear this today. I'm totally feeling like I'm crazy sometimes. Yes, we all feel like we're crazy. But when we keep together and we find those like-minded minds while we're in this phase, then we will get to our until. We will get to that until then the rest of the world can understand what we've been going through. But again, It's like a baby. You think about the baby growing. It's like they don't quite understand what's going on. You have to take care of them in the infancy stage. It's not until the growth of it, till they get older, that you start to see that mature adultness of it, which is the same thing with your ideas. But if you kill it, your idea in the infancy stage, then it won't be. It won't ever get to that until point. And so the choice is yours. Whatever you want to do, these are all your choices. I'm just showing you that when you step into your courage, how to do it. It's about having the support around you. It's about knowing that these are beginning stages and it needs to grow. And so we don't need to jump into deep and say, oh, well, that first master class was horrible and it won't ever work. That talk went really well. Horrible. I mean, go look at some of my other podcasts. But you keep going and going until you're understood, until you get the message that's coming out of you. Then you get to your until. And that is how we get through the fear, and we're led through with our courage. It's not that the fear is going to go away. I still have butterflies in my stomach at this moment in time, just sitting here talking to the ethers, right? But it's nice to have comments today. And so it's not that it's ever going to go away, but that you're going to go, okay, well, I know it's here and I'm going to go ahead anyways. And so it's knowing that there's going to be fear or doubts or butterflies, but that's not going to stop you because you've already trained yourself to do the reps. And it's all about the community and the team and the building. And that's what I want to leave you with today, is really being part of this community, participating, doing those things in here. And on that note, I do have one last request. I have a little video about my son and I's plans to go to Tanzania, and we'd love some support. So I'm going to go ahead and play that right now.
Have you ever been afraid to raise your hand in class or apply for the school play? I know I have, but not since I've joined the Speak Feed Lead project. The Speak Feed Lead project is now going to Tanzania to help the youth there get their voice heard. We need your help to give a donation. Any donation counts. If it's $5 or $100, any donation will help us be able to inspire the youth and change their lives and give them the power they need to speak from their hearts and give them their voice.
As we ask for a donation for this project, we also want to pass that voice and message along to you, as well as bringing more connection to your family. And so we want to provide a guide for you to bring meaningful connections between you and your kids, what we call a morning circle. And it inspires you to go through and really conversate with your kids in a 5 to 10 minute fashion that really starts to bring deep conversations. We provide the directions for how to do it, along with the cards you can print yourself and create the deep questions such as, what does it mean to be yourself? And you'll be surprised as you go around doing this process, how it starts to just naturally start to open up more and more conversations, even throughout the day. So we want to bring the voice to everyone. All we request is for a donation to our Tanzania project, and we will send you the details to how to make your own circles and get your own cards as well. So please click the link below and make the donation that you feel comfortable with, and we will send these materials to you. Thank you.
Again, it's all about finding and living in those fears. So if you look at my son right there, he is also speaking out, going past all of it because he's watching what I do. He likes to emulate what I do. And so actually he did something different, is because he's been working with Jackie Baylor from the Speak Feed Lead project. And he actually just applied to speak on the Youth TEDx talk. And he's like, Mom, you need to. I'm like, I'm not there yet, but I want to support you and cheer you on doing that, because it's something that you're called to do at this moment in time. And so again, setting that example though of stepping through our courage leads them to step through their courage as well. And that's what the Mama Genius Hub is all about, is igniting the genius, unlocking and igniting the genius in you that's already there. But then by doing so, you're going to be inspiring your kids to do the same. My girls have been my middle daughter, I was so surprised, actually did a live with me during this festival. She was like, I'm not doing any of those, Mom. And one morning, Lily didn't feel like doing it. And she goes, I'll do it. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. And just go run with, again, giving them invitations to things, never requirements. If you want to help participate, please do. If you don't, that's okay too. I'll do it by myself at this point. But because of that type of invitation, I've had them joining me, and you can check out some of those lives as well. And the one that Bella did shows all about her love of drawing and some of the paintings that she's done in getting out her genius. And so that's what this really all is about, is really being our authentic selves, stepping into what is our calling and not forgetting that, and living in your genius. And on that note, we'll see you all next time.
Thank you for joining us in today's episode of the Mama Genius Hub podcast. If you found value in our conversation, please share this episode with another mama who might benefit. Sharing helps us build a supportive community and reach out to more mamas like you. After all, it's more fun when we do motherhood together. Until next time, stay motivated and continue to pursue your dreams as you shine in your genius.
Bye, everyone.